Today, I'm going to talk to you about my first pregnancy. Starting a family is a big deal, and deciding to take on that responsibility takes a lot of thought and planning, I guess, for some people not. Well, we decided to plan a family and start a family on our own. My first doctor's appointments was a little different from most. I was having my first sonogram, and the nurse and my husband could see the screen, but I couldn't see the screen. She said, I'm going to take some measurements and look at the baby and do what I need to do, and then I will let you look and see the baby and everything. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And so, well, as she starts and everything starts going fine, I noticed my husband making this kind of weird face. I didn't know if he could see or not, so I wasn't real sure what to expect. But I knew the nurse could see. Well, in her face, I started looking at her, and her face kind of looked weird. And he asked her, he said, do you see what I see? And she said, yeah, I do. And he said, is that what I think it is? And she said, yes. And so, I can't see the screen. I don't know what they're talking about. And all kind of things are running through my head. Bad things mostly, because you don't really know. I knew their faces kind of didn't seem bad, but I didn't know what to expect. So she said, I was like, okay, somebody needs to tell me something. So she says, yes. She said, we see that you're going to have twins. And I said, twins? Well, at first I was a little shocked, but it set in and took a roll, and I always remembered my grandmother telling me that I would have twins. And so as time went by, and I began to grow, and days got longer, and my belly began to grow, and it got huge. I was as big as a whale. I remember walking through the house and turning, and I would knock stuff off tables, and it was he thought it was funny, but I was like, this is horrible. But anyways, at 30 weeks, my doctor began to tell me, well, you're going to have them any day now. You know, it's a proven fact pretty much that twins come early. Well, I was like, you must not know my family. My twins are going to be hard-headed, and they're not going to come early. Well, we rocked on 37 weeks, I think. You begin to go a week at a time then. My doctor told me, he was like, okay, he's like, well, we made 37 weeks, which is a lot longer than most twins make it. He said, so anytime after then, if you happen to go into labor, I won't stop you. I told him, I said, look, doctor, I'm ready to have this baby. I'm ready to go. Or these babies. And so, they set me up for an induced date on July the 2nd. I was admitted into the hospital, and they started to try to induce me to have my babies naturally. During this time, I found out that I could not have any like epidural or spinal block or anything like that, because my platelets were too low, and I might have a chance of bleeding out. So they told me, you can't have any epidural or anything. So I was kind of shocked, and they told me that I could only have pain medicine by my IV, which was a little different because they wanted me to tell them when I was in true labor. This is my first pregnancy. I don't know what true labor is. So anyways, the night rocked on, and I began to have some problems, and I had to go that morning, July the 3rd, for a C-section. Around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock that morning, I had two twin, beautiful little girls, both 6 pounds apiece, 6'4" and 6'14" to be exact. They are a blessing. It's the best thing that God has ever blessed me with. It is my first experience and the best experience I've ever had. But I didn't learn from that because I have another little girl. But that's a little bit about my first pregnancy. So I hope you enjoyed.